everyone. I'm here to present Virginia Louisa Minor. She is involved in the old courthouse just a couple blocks west of where I'm at, the Gateway Arch National Park, and the old courthouse is part of the park. Virginia Louisa Minor was born in Virginia in 1824. She is amongst several children. The information varies. It says 3 kids, some say 7, but she's amongst several children. She will be educated as a young lady at an academy for young ladies. She is mostly, though, educated at home. Her family does not seem to have been particularly well off. Her father is what they call a hotel keeper, and they moved to Charlottesville where he got this job at the University of Virginia. And his job is to provide board for students, to provide them with linens and advice. Her father dies when she is 6 years old, and it leaves the family in chaos. His affairs are described as in disorder, and so the mother is going to have to rely upon male members of the family for help. As she's growing up, she knows a man by the name of Francis Minor. He is a distant cousin of hers, and he's about almost 4 years older than she is, and they grow up knowing each other. He grows up in a family where the father dies when he is 2. And his mom is absolutely overwhelmed because she's got a plantation and slaves. She has to rely on male relatives to give her help. And so he grows up with that. Francis Minor is the youngest of 12 children. And by the time he grows up, most of those others are dead. He is going to wind up going to the law school at the University of Virginia, Charlottesville, after he'd gone to Princeton. And he becomes a lawyer. They get married when she is 19 and he's almost 24. And they move briefly to Mississippi, and then they move to St. Louis. His house is in the downtown area, and they move here because they want to be closer to relatives. They are going to be unlike other married couples. Normally, when a woman enters a marriage, she disappears into the marriage. Sometimes only her friends and family know her first name. She becomes Mrs. John Jones, but her first name is not known, and she is in the marriage. There's a partnership here, true, but there's only one person who has rights, legal rights, and that is the husband. In Missouri, women could not, certainly not vote, women could not control inherited property. They could not buy or sell it. Women cannot sue or be sued. They cannot make contracts, cannot have legal guardianship of a child, cannot sit on juries, cannot control their own wages and personal property. The husband takes over. These two, Francis and Virginia Minor, rely on each other and on themselves. Her husband is a lawyer. He practices law downtown here. He at times was at the old courthouse, which is part of the Gateway Arch National Park. He is going to set up a trust. Not unusual. But with the trustee, he makes it so that his wife, Virginia, can buy and sell property. He makes it so that if the trustee won't do things the way Virginia Minor wants, she can fire him, and she can replace him with another trustee and keep appointing them if needed. She can choose to leave property to any children they might have. She does not have to leave the property to him. And what he is trying to do is set her up as closely as he can to being equal to a man. He can't really do it, but it's as close as he can come. St. Louis has gone through 2 tragedies in 1849. The first was that there was a fire. The fire destroyed about 15 blocks of the downtown area, mainly on the Arch grounds. And a cholera epidemic comes in like waves. And with the cholera epidemic, you get it by drinking polluted, with human waste, water. And it comes in waves, and it kills about 10% of the population. And so they make a decision that they want to buy some land. 10 acres that they call Menoria. It was about 6 miles west of the downtown area, and they will have a farm that produces, they have an orchard, they have dairy, they have vegetables that they produce. They are replicating what they had grown up with. They mainly move out of the town because after years of hoping and praying for a child, in 1852, they're going to have their only child. His name is Francis Gilman Minor, or they call him Gilmer. The very next year, they bought Menoria. They liked the idea of protecting their son from the cholera and from the fire possibilities. Virginia Minor is a woman of the upper middle class. She is able to do work with charities. Virginia Minor was known for her beauty, her charm, her manners, and her way of appearance, very retiring looking. Her husband sets up a trust for her, and in his trust, he lists different things that every bit of personal property, land he owns, he lists, including a gold watch. And this gold watch is going to come back near the end of the story of Virginia Louisa Minor.